Okay, so I lied to you about email marketing, and running an email marketing agency actually sucks. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. But I'm also going to show you how you can make an ungodly amount of money from email marketing without it ruining your life. Okay, in order to do this, we need to get something straight. Email agencies are not all created equally. There are two types of marketing agencies when it comes to email. And I'm going to show you which type to avoid and which type to go all in on in order to make your entrepreneurial dreams come to reality. Okay, so you can launch an email marketing agency with two choices. Okay, you can work with big companies and run their cold outreach campaigns in order to book them sales calls. And basically, this is B2B email marketing, okay, i.e. lead gen, using cold email to generate leads and sales for companies, all right? So you can start an email marketing agency and you can work in the B2B space. Alternatively, you can work with brands and you can run email marketing for brands in order to generate sales of physical products, which is e-com email marketing, okay? So here is what's wrong. All right, and what I'm going to do now is show you how to avoid the common pitfalls when you're getting into the email marketing space so that you don't basically ruin your life with stress, and alternatively, you can earn ungodly amounts of money. All right, so what we need to do is basically look at the limitations of running a B2B email marketing agency. Okay, now the first one here is tech. Now, since as they coined the term, Yahoo Google updates in 2023, it's becoming harder and harder to reach email inboxes, specifically inboxes, Gmail and Yahoo inboxes, okay? And what we're finding in 2025 too is that actually landing in inboxes for Microsoft as well has become basically equally as difficult, all right? Now, Microsoft uses a whole different set of rules to define good versus bad senders. And what we are basically finding with the outreach that we do with our e-com email agency is that for Microsoft Office, Microsoft's algorithm will oftentimes generate many false positives, which basically means that it will classify good senders with good IP addresses, even when you've got perfect SPF and DKIM and DMARC settings all set up. It will basically categorize a lot of emails as spam, even when they're not, okay? And the issue with B2B email marketing agencies is that ultimately you exist at the control and the whim of Gmail and Microsoft Office. And what we are seeing is that AI is only making this worse, okay? So at any moment in time, a very quick and simple algorithm change can basically shut your business down, all right? Now, what that basically causes for you is not only a whole lot of stress, but it basically means that running a B2B lead gen email marketing agency is just not fun. It's not fun at all. You are forced to become a nerd. And whether you like it or not, you're going to have to spend your whole waking hours in your day learning and becoming an expert at deliverability. Because if the emails you are sending out for your clients aren't landing in the recipient's intended inboxes, then you're not going to be able to book them calls and they're not going to be able to get any more clients, okay? And really what this funnels into is the bigger issue at hand, okay? So the bigger issue at play here is that cold email and booking appointments is only a very small slice of a much bigger pie when it comes to client acquisition. And ultimately in the B2B space, your clients will be employing you for positive ROI, okay? So they're going to be paying you money so that you book them more calls and those calls leads to sales, okay? And the problem with this is that client acquisition and B2B sales hinges on 101 different inputs that are outside of your control when you are only focused on sending cold emails and booking appointments from them. Okay, so you might have a client who you get loads of appointments for, but they're terrible at closing. And so they blame you for poor lead quality. Or maybe you book them a load of appointments, they failed to follow up with those leads in a short enough period of time, so they got a load of no-shows, okay? Or maybe their sales reps did the calls, but they didn't follow up with them afterwards, so they blame you for again, bad quality leads. Okay, and what I'm saying here is that at every stage here of running a B2B cold email agency is that there's so many factors that are outside of your control that directly impact your ability to actually generate positive ROI for your clients, okay? So outside of control. Now, what this ultimately leads to is a lack of value, okay? Lack of value. And even when you've maniacally obsessed over deliverability, your work really just comes down to your ability to write copy and create, novel email scripts. And there's only, in the grand scheme of things, a limited number of scripts that you can actually run. And the scripts that you worked out and created last month may this month just stop working, depending on, again, 1,000,001 other market factors outside of your control. And again here, this is all feeds into a wider problem, okay, in this B2B email marketing space, is that not only the recipients, but also your clients will have a negative perception of you from the off, okay? Every single person who gets cold email hates cold emails, okay, myself included. This doesn't mean that cold email doesn't work, but ultimately it means that your job is based on your ability to grovel and expend a huge amount of energy trying to convert hateful, negative recipients by begging them to get on a phone call for your clients or for yourself, okay? So this is why cold email in the B2B space is, in my opinion, a business model that's not really worth entertaining if you're looking for ultimate freedom as an agency owner. Now, when it comes to running an email marketing agency where you don't have to have a miserable life like this, what I recommend you focus on is the e-com niche. Okay, so instead of running cold email campaigns for companies in the B2B space to try and generate them more appointments, you actually are responsible for running and sending emails out for brands to their customers and potential customers. Now, the reason this is such a positive space to operate in is that almost all the time, the audience that are receiving these emails when it comes to the e-com space are a warm audience, okay? So Klaviyo, which is our ESP of choice, works by sending emails to people who are either customers or potential customers or people who have overtly signed up to be contacted by email. Okay, so they are brand enthusiasts, they know the brand, they trust them, they like them, they may be interested in purchasing from them already, which makes their kind of perception of the emails that they receive a lot more positive. Okay, so outcomes wise, this leads to better deliverability. So what you'll find is that, yes, deliverability and the kind of technical side of cold email in the e-com space is very important. You want to make sure that you're sending the right message out to the right people at the right moment in time. But because they're a warm audience and because they're going to be more engaged than a cold recipient of a cold outreach email, you're gonna have better deliverability rates. Your strike rate of landing in their inbox is going to be higher. Okay. Moreover, there is a more valuable and more honest exchange of value when it comes to cold email, when it comes to e-com email. Okay, so for example, you sign up to a list, you get a 10% discount on a product you're already interested in and looking to buy, which ultimately leads to a win-win scenario. Okay, so the customer is happy because they have engaged with the brand, they've given them their email address, or they've put products in their cart and they've abandoned it, or they bought from the company previously, so they're already engaged with the company. They like the company, they want to hear from them, and then you can send an email out to them and they get a discount which makes them even happier, or any other promo that you're running as an email marketer for these brands. And then what you're doing is helping your client brand actually get another customer, an active profile into their kind of brand ecosphere, okay? Who they can then convert into ongoing paying customers, increasing their lifetime value, giving more security to their brand, more projected cash flow, all right? So when it comes to the value here, the value is tangible. And in the e-com email space, compared to the B2B email space, e-com email is very visual, okay? So you as an agency owner or a freelancer or an e-com email practitioner, the work that you are doing, you can actually obsess over the creative and you can do beautiful work, okay? So instead of having to, put in some variable syntax or come up with another gimmicky hook or subject line, you can actually obsess over the fine details of creating, beautiful pieces of work, okay? And, hopefully if you're in the e-com email space, that's how seriously you take it. You're interested and invested in the service that you're delivering, okay? And again, this leads to happy recipients, okay? So happy recipients who welcome your emails, they like what they see, and they're ultimately happy to receive the benefits and promos that you are sharing with them. Okay, they're brand enthusiasts. All right, so as opposed to B2B email where everybody hates you, in the ecom email space, people like what you're doing in general. All right. Now this leads to higher retention. Okay, so not only retention for you as an agency, but also for your client brands that you're working with as well. Okay, so brands and e-commerce brands need ecom email. It is one of the largest acquisition and retention channels in their business of new customers. Okay, alongside ads and advertising spend. So they will always need somebody, whether that's an in-house person, an employee, or an agency, or a freelancer, to create designs, do updates for Black Friday, write copy, come up with campaign ideas, create new engaged segments, clean their lists, whatever it might be. And what I'm saying is that the work that you do when it comes to ecom email is physical. Okay, so it's highly, highly tangible. It's very easy for the clients to attribute positive ROI, between what you're doing to the work that you're creating. And in the B2B email space, cold email really depends on how well that specific company is doing. Okay, so if they're in a down period, or they're not performing very well, or it's Christmas, or it's August, summer holidays, and all of the companies that they're trying to do deals with are on holiday, they can just simply stop their campaigns and you're out of a job. Okay, so the reason that ecom email is such a favorable and scalable business model and has served me so well over the last 5.5 years is based on these principles. Okay, now your success as an agency owner really comes down to the vehicle that you are committed to. And what I wanted to do in this video is help you understand how a key pivot, if you're in the B2B space, why pivoting to ecom email could serve you much better in your goals of, ultimately achieving freedom as an agency entrepreneur. Okay, so guys, I'd welcome you to drop any comment below if you've got any questions or opinions on this. If you're in the ecom email space, let me know what you think. If you're in the B2B lead gen space as well, and you agree with me or disagree with me, post a comment below, let me know, and I'd be super interested to hear what your thoughts are. So otherwise, if you got value from this, please consider subscribing as always, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, cheers.